So in this video, I'm pretty much just going to show you 5 compressors that you should be using on rap vocals, R&B vocals, and I'll even say like pop vocals too. I'm pretty sure these compressors can be used for anything, but I'm going to show you how I would use it in this mix and just some features that I like about particular compressors. Now I try to choose some that you may not be familiar with just so you can try these out. So pretty much the compressor that I did use in this mix was a Tube-Tech from Softube. It was the newest version. For some reason I just like the newest version.
Don't even wanna flex. Life really been the best. Came in with the relax. Casually on to match the dress code. Don't even wanna flex. Life really been the best. Came in with the relax. Casually on to match the dress code.
But it does have where you can go into the vintage mode or the modern mode, depending on whatever you like. So I just went with the modern mode for this particular mix, and then I had the side chain off, and I got the output up +10. I know you hear like that big volume boost of how much I'm just getting like out of this compressor itself. And then pretty much we got to attack at 3 and then a release at 2. So pretty much just with this compressor, you just want to play with these 2 knobs until you like how it's reacting with your vocal. It's always going to be different. It's never going to be the same, but I like fast and fast. With this, it's just very transparent to me. And then I actually have this at a 2-to-1, so it's very just a transparent compressor that I'm using right here. I could get more glue out of it just to hug the vocals, but I didn't do it for this mix. And the threshold is at 12, but again, that's going to be whatever you use it for. And here, manual. I kind of like fixing manual sometime as well, but manual is usually what I'm using. And this right here is always staying the same, and this is staying the same. And then you can actually parallel compress with this as well. So definitely try out this compressor, see if it can get your vocals from to sticking out over a 2-track beat or beat stems or whatever you're working on. So pretty much I went with the Arturia FET 76. One of my favorite 76s that I came across in a very long time. It's just something about this one that I like.
Don't even wanna flex. Life really been the best. Came in with the relax. Casually on to match the dress code. Don't even wanna flex. Life really been the best. Came in with the relax. Casually on to match the dress code.
But pretty much how I like how this compressor starts off is just it starts off linked, and then you can just bring it up, blend it in, get the compression that you want, and then you can adjust its output to whatever you like after you unlink it, if you even want to unlink it, you know. Went with a somewhat fast attack, but not really, and then we did kind of go with like a slow release, and then we went with a 4 ratio. And guys, these compressors that I'm showing you is the very first compressor on my vocal chain, or how I would use them. So pretty much that's why you hear this compressor doing most of the heavy lifting when you hear A and B. So I thought this would just be some good compressors to show you on how you can get transparency and just get some good compression, and you're getting the settings that I used just so you can try these out as well. So yeah, this is really have nothing to break down. They do have an advanced knob where you can kind of touch this stuff. I'm not really into touching this. I might end up touching like this high pass one day, but other than that, I don't really see myself touching other things. Like the compression range, I would probably always want full linked, you know. I guess you could do some mid only, so that's pretty cool. Side only, dual, so that's pretty dope actually. So yeah, it's just things that you could do with this compressor that you can't do with other 76s. So definitely check this one out. This is one of my favorite ones, and again, you heard A and B like what it did. All right, so my next compressor, you know, I had to bring this one up. So pretty much, you know me, I had to shout out El Rey. This is from Acustica. This is just one of my favorite compressors to use. So this was just something that I just had to point out in a mix. Like this is the most transparent, smooth compressor that I can come across.
Don't even wanna flex. Life really been the best. Came in with the relax. Casually on to match the dress code. Don't even wanna flex. Life really been the best. Came in with the relax. Casually on to match the dress code.
And pretty much has my name in it, so I had to shout it out. So pretty much how I used it for this mix was I just have this threshold up pretty high at 32, just because the vocals were pretty low. I could have turned the input up just to drive up that gain reduction, but I just touched the threshold. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. And then I went with the attack at fast and then the release at medium. If you see, I'm kind of doing the same formula for my first compressor. So again, no matter what compressor you use, you can get some really good results. It's just about having quality compressors, and that's exactly why I'm making this video, so you could just just have some variety of options, you know. Then I got this filter, I'm at 34, nothing too crazy, and then I have this makeup gain at 22. Again, these vocals are pretty low, so for me to get these over the 2-track beat, you know, I just have this going up pretty high. Now, don't ever be afraid of bringing up that makeup gain as much as you want until you like it. I'm never afraid. If it doesn't distort, I'm fine. Yeah, 22 is crazy though. All right, and next, I've been using this compressor more and more and kind of swaying away from the UAD version that I use all the time.
Don't even wanna flow. Life really been the best. Came in with the rollers, casually on to match the dress code. Don't even wanna flex. Life really been the best. Came in with the rollers, casually on to match the dress code. I say we winning now.
One of my favorite pretty much distressors. They kind of added their own twist to it. Now, this is from Empirical Labs. They actually make the real distressor, the real hardware. Guys, comment below if you want to hear the real hardware, because I would love to as well. And actually just let me know what compressor right now is your favorite in this particular mix. But pretty much all I did with this compressor was took the gain up to about 755 in the input, 22 milliseconds, and then 108 milliseconds for the attack and release, and then 6.55 dB pretty much on the output. And I love the 6:1 ratio. Anywhere from like 2:1 to 6:1 is usually what I'm using on a distressor. That good glue up front in your face kind of sound. And then you have all these extra knobs down here that I barely touch, but it's good to have. And I love this saturation tool here pretty much. I keep it at 4. I don't really touch it unless I see that stuff is getting a little too hot here, but usually it's never too hot around 4, so I just keep it there. The attack modification, I don't know exactly what this does. Maybe you can comment below and just let me know. Probably changes or alters the attack, maybe, I don't know. But I don't really adjust that because I don't know what it does. I didn't read the manual. But yeah, it just sounds good and it does what I wanted to do. And last but not least, I think this one is going to be a curveball for you guys.
Don't even wanna flow. Life really been the best. Came in with the rollers, casually on to match the dress code. Don't even wanna flow. Life really been the best. Came in with the rollers, casually on to match the dress code.
What got me to get this 1178 from Pulsar was I have the hardware right here next to me from Z&H Designs, and I wanted to hear the plugin. Like, I liked how the Z&H sound, but I wanted to hear the plugin. I went and got it, and I think this compressor is a really good compressor. It's pretty much just like the 76. It's just a stereo pretty much, but I feel like it has its own little characteristics. What I like about this plugin is that you have different saturation types that you can do to the vocal. If you know me, I kind of like to add saturation on a vocal after I compress and kind of add character to it. So for me to be able to do that in this plugin is pretty dope. I think you kind of heard the transparency out of this. If you guys notice, I didn't really go with glue because for my first compressor, I'm really trying to get transparency more than glue, if that makes sense. But yeah, all I did with this, everything is pretty much default, guys. Like, I pulled this plugin up, it's at default, and the attack stayed where it is and the release stayed where it is. So when you pull this up, it's gonna be right at default. Pretty much my input is what all I adjusted until I liked it, and I have it at negative 3.60. So even the output I didn't even touch. So yeah, and a 4 ratio. So pretty much this is how I would use all of these 5 compressors on a rap vocal, melodic vocal. I know this really wasn't too much of a rap vocal, but it's in that style of where I know you can use it for R&B, you can use it for hip hop, you can again use it for pop. I feel like this was an all around compressor selection for you guys, to where you're not stuck in one box. You can kind of experiment with others. So guys, comment below, let me know what compressor I should be checking out if I didn't bring it up in this video. That being said, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope this helped you.